Welcome to the show. This, as you can see, is the D list where I list some things while my name begins with D. So, the live-action Beauty and the Beast sure happened. The movie answered a ton of questions I didn't ask, like what happened to Belle's mother or why nobody remembered the prince who disappeared, and yet it didn't answer the one question I did ask, which was, why remake Beauty and the Beast?
I just thought it was the most beautiful and perfect movie. The question becomes, why remake something that's perfect?
When we were anticipating this film, the one potential justification I could think of for remaking a flawless animated classic and sticking so close to the source material is maybe they were going to do an adaptation of the Broadway musical and incorporate the new songs that Alan Menken and Tim Rice wrote for the stage. And it turns out, nope. Instead, Menken and Rice wrote even newer songs that I barely remembered by the time the credits rolled, so I went back to listen to them again, and I've already forgotten them again. So instead of trying to remember those, I'm going to shine some light on the stage songs that sadly got left by the wayside by ranking them all, counting down to my favorite. I'm only going to be talking about new songs written for the stage show, not new lyrics that were added to songs from the movie. And I'm not going to include Human again, because it was written for the movie, even if it was heard on stage first. So let's dive deep into these songs that were good enough for Broadway, but not good enough for the bad guy from Fast and Furious 6. Number 7, Maison de Lune.
When a man like me is thwarted.
I guess when Alan Menken was working on Hunchback, he was all, oh shoot, that's the one thing I forgot to include in Beauty and the Beast, a song for Tony Jay's character. Of course, it doesn't really count because Tony Jay didn't return to play Monsieur Dark on Broadway, and in the original version of the song, Monsieur Dark's role is actually pretty small. He's mostly just reacting to Gaston and LeFou.
You'll be strapping up an inmate
very tightly.
very soon, but we won't bring him in late.
Your check-in time's noon.
But later rewrites expanded Monsieur Dark's role in the song.
I don't wish to seem a tad obtuse, but I don't see how I can be of use. For I lock people up, I'm not a lonely hearts club.
The rewrite's an improvement, partially because these lines in particular make more sense coming from Monsieur Dark rather than being sung to him.
Strapping up an inmate very tightly, very soon. And please don't bring him in late. Our check-in time's noon.
Oh, and after the first cast recording, they reworked Gaston's explanation of his plan into the actual lyrics and not just the surrounding dialogue.
It spells father, who's your client. She adores the old buffoon.
So that gives the song more purpose than just, well, there's a scene change and we have to move the sets around, so we might as well throw a song in.
And you just pronounced the old boy man.
Slammed up in your hand.
That's a perk of long-running theater, the opportunity to rewrite things until you get them right. Even with the rewrites, this is still just the 4th best villain song in the show, but that's mostly a testament to how great the other villain songs are.
So put the church-based glasses high to the Maison de Lune.
Number 6, A Change in Me. After rescuing Maurice from the woods, Belle tells him all about her new outlook on life.
Childhood dreams, but I don't mind.
This song was in the first production of the show I ever heard, and I only recently learned that it wasn't actually in the original Broadway cast run. It was added after Toni Braxton took over as Belle.
There's been a change in me.
But now that I do know that, it doesn't surprise me too much. This song has a different sound than most of the others in the show, which tend to either jump off of existing motifs from the film score or create new melodies that still feel like part of the same work. This one's a little more straight up pop ballady, which isn't a bad thing, but it is a little out of place amongst all the da-da-da-da-da-does.
That good can come from bad, that may not make me wise.
And lyrically, the song feels a little out of place. I mean, is Belle's change the one she wants to be highlighting at this point in the story?
But he's different now, Papa. He's changed somehow.
But who cares about that? The important thing is I've changed. For instance, I've grown in my need to make everything about me. Now, I do appreciate that they're exploring Belle's arc as well as Beast's arc. Belle starts out the show writing off things she doesn't like. Now she's more open to seeing the good in things, but in this particular moment, that should be subservient to Beast revealing the good in himself.
Because I love her.
That's the arc the whole spell hinges on, so Belle's ability to see good in the Beast should be more indicative of a change in him than a change in her. The last thing the story should want to do is give more credence to the Stockholm Syndrome jokes. But in the hands of a great singer like Toni Braxton, it's still a powerful and emotional song with some great chances to show off your vocal stylings, the exact type of number you'd want to add for a big star who joins your cast.
I never thought I'd leave. My childhood dreams, but I don't mind. I'm who and where I want to be.
Original Broadway belle Susan Egan later recorded a cover of the song, and the title got name-dropped in the lyrics of one of the new songs in the recent film. That name drop was the only line I retained from whatever that new song was.
No change of heart, a change in me.
Number 5. How long must this go on? Drawing from a familiar piece of score from the film, the Beast angrily laments his situation.
How long must this go on? This cruel trick of fate? I simply made one careless, wrong decision.
This song is so brief that I would consider it a reprise, except it comes before the song it would be a reprise to. Unless it would be a reprise to the song sung by other characters, but we'll get to those other songs in a moment. This song is an essential part of Beast's arc, especially this slightly more nuanced take on Beast's arc in the play. At this point in the movie, he feels hopeless and thinks Belle will never see him as anything but a monster. In the play, there's an added element of denial and bitterness, as the Beast still isn't taking full responsibility for his behavior. He blames the Enchantress for punishing him for his one careless wrong decision.
And in that which was gone, and left me in this state.
He laments being hated, but he doesn't regret being hateful.
Hated, is there no one who can show me how to win the world's forgiveness?
This is when he's still more angry at the world than remorseful for himself. He tries to pick himself up at the end of the number and move on, but his words seem to ring hollow in his own ears.
What was it they said? Shower her with compliments. Impress her with your wit. Act like a gentleman. Act like a gentleman. Act like a gentleman.
It's a lot to get across in basically a single stanza, and in the hands of the right performer, it's a tidal wave of emotions. Although nowadays it might be a little bit harder to take the emotions seriously, considering where Mencken later repurposed this melody.
How long must this go on? This cruel trick of fate? I simply made one careless, wrong decision.
There's not much left to tell, and hey, that's just as well, unless we get one more surprise renewal.
Wait, was the entire point of that show just to build to Weird Al's first parody of a Disney musical number? Number 4. Home.
Is this home? Is this where I should learn to be happy?
In keeping with the play's further exploration of Belle's arc, after being shown to her room, she now sings a song about how she'll never be happy living in the Beast Castle.
What I'd give to return to the life that I knew lately, but I know that I can't.
sure what that line means. Like, going back won't solve your problems, because if you went back, it would mean your most pressing problem was solved. Or like, you can't use the method of going back in order to solve your problem of being unable to go back. I don't know. They rewrote that line after the cast recording, and now it's about Belle's change in perspective.
What I'd give to return to the life that I knew lately, and to think I complained of that dull provincial town.
It's an emotionally seared song where Belle belts out her deepest fears and then defiantly stands against them.
Change every lock and key. Nothing lasts, nothing holds all of me.
Moments later, Belle meets Mrs. Potts, who tries to comfort her with a reprise, making the case that she might be able to find some good from this.
I hope that we'll be friends, though I don't know you well. If anyone can make the most of living here, then Belle, it's you.
Yeah, we just met, but you seem like the only person awesome enough to handle this, and I want to be best friends with you. And at the end, there's a second reprise as the beast lay dying, and Belle realizes that her home is indeed where her heart is, demonstrating the conclusion of her arc.
Don't you know how you've changed me? Strange how I finally see I found home. You're my home. Stay with me.
An instrumental version of Home is played in the new movie twice, particularly when Belle is being shown her room in Beast Castle, but without any of the lyrics or emotion. Yeah, this song about refusing to be crushed by your oppressor even after you lost everything was reduced to the soundtrack of a pretty bland episode of Cribs. Number 3. No Matter What.
No matter what you do, I'm on your side.
When Belle asks Maurice if he thinks she's odd, he comforts her with the assurance that they'll always have each other. The song begins with the same motif from the film score that How Long Must This Go On uses, but in a more cheerful arrangement here.
No, I'm not odd nor you, no family ever saner, except one uncle who, well, maybe let that pass.
In their own way, Belle and Maurice are also excluded from the rest of the world, but unlike the Beast, who feels total isolation, Belle and Maurice take comfort in the support of each other.
So I should just accept I'm simply not like them.
They are the common herd.
They might be enabling each other's superiority complexes.
Every daughter's great.
Well, you are.
But there's nothing more moving to me than unconditional support and adoration in the face of wrongful scorn from the outside world.
No matter what the pain, we've come this far. I pray that you remain exactly as you are.
Oh, Maurice, you're gonna be so disappointed once she starts singing about a change in her. Oh, and by the way, yes, you're seeing correctly, the original Broadway Maurice there is indeed the 70s favorite 50s TV dad, the late, great Tom Bosley. Honestly, part of me would really like to see a production cast entirely with Happy Days alumni. No one slick like the Fonz picks up chicks like the Fonz. No one hits the jukebox till it's fixed like the Fonz, and he'll jump over sharks as a ploy for ratings. Ay. We worship the Fonz. Okay, sure, that was a pointless tangent, but still less pointless than the whole plague thing in the new movie. No Matter What shows us everything we need to know about Maurice and Belle's relationship. We don't need to know the historically realistic tragedy that got Belle's mother out of the picture to understand that they're all each other has. It's far more important to feel that bond between them than learn why they need it. One look at the love in this family and you immediately understand why neither one of them hesitates to risk everything for the chance to rescue each other.
You're all I've got, no matter what.
Number 2. Me. The movie already had the 2 best villain songs in Disney history, so the play said, hey, let's double that. Gaston's proposal is now even more bombastic as he does what he does best, sing about how great he is in an absurdist way. And, of course, a sexist way.
Will you be some He-Man's property? Good news, that He-Man's me.
Look, say what you will about Tim Rice's body of work, but stepping into Howard Ashman's shoes was an unenviable task all around. And while he puts in his best effort throughout the entire show, for my money, me is the closest he gets to capturing Ashman's sense of humor.
This equation, girl plus man, doesn't help just you. On occasion, women can have their uses too.
Every line here sounds like it's coming from the same comically dense yet dangerously unhinged mind who boasts about using antlers in all of his decorating.
I can see that we will share all that love implies. We shall be the perfect pair, rather like my thighs.
That combination of goofy idiocy and genuinely threatening brutishness is what makes Gaston one of the most entertaining and most dangerous Disney villains of all time. And this song, with all of its sexist, arrogant, oblivious entitlement, is a song truly worthy of the character.
Well, when you marry me.
And my favorite new song from Broadway's Beauty and the Beast, If I Cant Love Her. After scaring Belle out of the West Wing, Beast immediately feels remorse as he realizes what he's done, and he believes himself to be a lost cause.
And in my twisted face, there's not the slightest trace of anything that even hints at kindness.
Yeah, this is the song that How Long Must This Go On is an anticipatory reprise of. Reprise, I guess. And while that song had Beast blaming the Enchantress for his problems, here he's finally showing regret for his own behavior.
No beauty could move me, no goodness improve me, no power on earth if I can't love her.
Shut up, you're crying. This is the song where Beast truly feels his hopelessness. Because if even someone as wonderful as Belle can't drive him to become more loving, can anything? Is he just completely incapable of love? Is he trapped forever not only as a physical monster, but as an inner monster as well?
Hope I could have loved her, and that she'd set me free. But it's not so be if I can't love her. Let the world be done with me.
And then, after Beast lets Belle go, there's a reprise where he realizes that even after putting in his best effort and truly loving her, it was all for nothing, because how could he ever think she'd love him back?
No spell has been broken, no words have been spoken, no point anymore if she can't love me.
And there he is, all alone again, devastated by his own failure.
That I will always be in this hopeless state and condemned to wait for death to set me free.
And where this reprise would go, the recent film instead puts in a new song called Evermore.
Evermore, evermore, evermore. Singing evermore, evermore, evermore.
No, that can't be the one, because I actually remember that song. And I agree with the message.
Now I know she'll never leave me, even as she runs away.
Oh, right. That's the scene where the Beast moans about, oh, she's gone, but she's still with me because I'm obsessed, so she'll haunt me for the rest of my life. Quote the Beast, Evermore, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's fine, but how is it worth replacing the Beast contemplating the futility of his situation as he realizes now the only way out of his curse is death? But no, Evermore is our big Oscar song push here. It gets a fancy Josh Groban credits version, even though Groban already covered If I Can't Love Her, so you're just rubbing our faces in it at this point. Just go with the songs we already like, Disney. Oh, performing Evermore on Good Morning America. Yeah, no one would ever perform If I Can't Love Her on Good Morning America. Oh wait, no, Terrence Mann totally did.
Oh, power on earth, if I can't love.
Now I know she'll never leave me, even as she fades from view. She will still inspire me, be a part of everything I do.
Yep, she changed my life for the better. The arc is complete. I don't need what I thought I needed anymore. Story's over. Bittersweet ending, but there's no stakes left to invest in, so goodbye. I guess someone could try to make the case that it's more powerful that he's not singing about his fate. He's only singing about his feelings for Belle because it means he doesn't even care about the curse anymore. And he's moved on from that and he's only caring about Belle now. And the thing is, you have to really earn that. And watching this Beast and this Belle supposedly fall in love, I just don't believe that he cares about her so much that nothing else matters. Their relationship didn't convince me, no matter how many giant snowballs he pummels her with. With the reprise of If I Can't Love Her, Beast has reached his final moment of desperation. He not only lost the woman he loves, he's lost his only chance at salvation. From every possible angle, he's at his lowest point. And that's why it's so powerful that he let her go. Because he's putting the needs of his love ahead of every one of his own needs. He is sacrificing literally everything he has for her in this moment, giving up on his own chance at a redeemed life for hers. And focusing on that, focusing on the eternal torture he's condemned himself to, is a far more powerful demonstration of love than just singing about, well, at least she's still in my spank bank. But of course you all know the story. Belle comes back just in time. She loves him too. The curse is broken. And just before curtain call, we have one last reprise.
Lives have begun now. Two hearts become one now. One passion, one dream, one thing forever true. I love you.
And now everything has come full circle. This song is no longer about their isolation, but now about their togetherness. And that is how you end a freaking musical. So that's how I rank the songs from the play, but perhaps you rank them differently. Do you have a different favorite? Do you think I was too harsh with some of my critiques or too generous with some of my praise? Or do you actually prefer the new songs from the live-action movie? Let's discuss this all in the comments, and until next time, this is Dave, signing off.